Man, I saw that stream yesterday. That interview you did. So, I got questions and I have some concerns.
Okay.
All right. So, the concerns I have. Man, you exposed the fact that there were 6 of us in that chat that talked about, and then you dropped my name that I was in that chat.
I dropped your name that you were fight choreographer. I didn't drop your name during the section. I didn't.
But you did say that we was all in the chat. Answer was all in there.
I'm not going to say who they were.
You did say Answer. You did say me. You did say Francis. So like you put us all in.
Not at this part though. Not at this part. It wasn't at that part. And I said your name on the choreography part.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only time I said your name. When I said this thing, I said there were 6 cast members from the show, and I'm not going to say their names, and I didn't. And your name did not come up until I said Drew fight choreography and possibly Answer was interested, I said. But at that part, I did not directly say your name if you watch it. I did not.
Okay.
And I made sure of that because I knew you were going to have an issue, and I knew that was inappropriate. So I know for a fact that I didn't do that.
Okay, so I'll have to re-listen to it again because I could have sworn
right.
It was mentioned. I could be wrong.
Your name was mentioned, but it was at the fight choreography part toward the end. When I mentioned this thing, I said 6 cast members, and I'm not saying names. So there's no way you can put together who it was. Just know that 6 people part the show discussed. And that was the point I was making about Henry. That's not okay. And we had spoke about that on the phone.
Yeah, no.
So, but I hear what you're saying, but I didn't. Go watch it again.
Yeah, I'll watch it again because my only concern is my job does watch the stream, and I need to be careful because if they link it to me, then I could lose my job, lose my career.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. And your name won't be said again. And the only way it was said was about fight choreography. If you check the stream, so. If I was wrong, I'm going to apologize anyway, but I'm almost positive because I know that you work what your job is, and I made sure that your name wasn't tied to that. So just double check, though, bro.
I will double check.
But what else? What else is on your mind?
All right. What is your martial arts background?
I took 2 years of Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do with my father. I shadowed my father in a school in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. My dad has all my information. I forget the sensei name, but it was only 2 years. I never claimed to be a black belt or any type of, official martial artist, but I do have Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do basics, and I have read The Art of Jeet Kune Do a couple times. And I practiced with my father actively for 2 years.
Just like Jason, I get very defensive when people claim that they're martial artists, so that's why I'm asking the questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not the first time that I've heard you claim it, so when it came up again, I'm like, okay, I have to ask the questions.
I just can't get my actual paperwork because I'm kicked out of my father's house and I can't get in it. You know what I mean? Because my sister's living there with the baby, and it's just my family's a mess right now because of what my ex did. That's why I'm so mad at Cheyenne, because she keeps putting my personal business out there, and that's what all this was about. Like, you guys can have a problem with the movie and everything else I'm doing, but, and then the part with the women is like, I shouldn't have to go and give my Discord to my entertainment lawyer and my radio manager, Renee, who's putting all this stuff out, to be like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, just took it to a place that it was not okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His video, he superimposed different audio, leaving stuff out. So they had nothing answered. They never had anything on me. You see what I'm saying? So they made it about women and allegations, and you know how that shit smears on you. It doesn't come off like that, whether it's true or not. They're trying to Jonathan Majors my ass, and I don't like that. So that's why it's getting ugly, because I just met Jenna. My family met Jenna. I had a video call. Like, I'm really doing what I say that I'm doing. and they're taking it as arrogance and cockiness, and when I'm only doing that because they keep trolling me, so I'm trolling them back with success and moves, power moves, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's one against everyone, and I don't think it's a fair fight, because I don't do editing. I'm not a YouTuber like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why was I even a hit piece to begin with? I said what I said. Henry said what he said. I left the court. I wasn't active for a few weeks. And they just kept going, talking shit, making videos. So it's like, at what point was I supposed to defend myself? You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I could say. You know what I mean? And I thought that was light. And I understand Drew's take on everything. But at the same time, like, why was it okay for him? Why was it okay for Francis? So it seems like they wanted me out of here a long time ago, or, you know what I'm saying? They were kind of waiting and triggering and gaslighting because they know how I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm very similar to Jason as far as my mental state, what I've been through, stuff like that. So, you know, I don't understand, Answer. I really don't. It didn't have to come to all this. And frankly, I'm tired of fighting. But Dust just keeps going. I blame more Dust than Henry, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So what should I do? What have I done that, you know what I'm saying, that's really a major issue?
I think what you should do, that same person that had you on, interview again, and then this time issue out an apology, and then just walk a silent path towards redemption, because it was not a good look. Talking about people's body parts the way you talked about it, like it had me cringe to the point where I had to turn down the volume on it because my daughter was in the room. Like, no. You was crashing out, man. Martial artists don't talk like that. You can't claim being a martial artist and not walk in the way of Budo, where you're respectful to others. Like, it's to the point where, like, Francis told me to tell you, keep her name out of your mouth. She's very upset right now.
Yeah, but she's the one that's using her face to let them pimp her out to defame me and assassinate. So she can't play both sides. That's the problem. You know, everybody's scared to call out Francis, when the fact of the matter is that JDF had his own problems with her. You know what I'm saying? And then she's playing both sides. And you can't be like, oh, I don't want to be involved, keep my name out your mouth, but then your face is on the thumbnail, on the video that's basically doing all this to me, and then they're claiming, like Dust is saying, what do you think, Francis, in the video about me and her DMs, and then it's a general cut of her. Like, this is what I'm saying, everything was cut and snipped in a way to make me look crazy, and Francis lent her likeness to that. So whether she wants to be involved or not, we're not playing semantics. We're not playing that game. I don't care who she is. She's lending her likeness to assassinating my character, Answer. That's the problem. And you know I have love for Francis. I have eternal love for Francis. And I still haven't said anything disrespectful. And I said to her face, ADF would be disappointed. How can you sit there and say you wouldn't rock with this dude, but then you're going and getting pimped out for clicks and views? That's why when she went up to Walter, he was like, don't you got a drama channel? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, the smoke that she's creating is not good. So I don't even understand what side she's on. So the only thing I've ever did to Francis was question what she's doing, because I'm legitimately confused. And then when I asked her, when Dust's first video dropped, I'm like, Francis, damn, it's like that? That was my first message, bro. I'm like, it's like that. What the hell do I say here? Like, and then her response was, I had no idea that Dust was going to do that. This was a comedy flick or a comedy, skit to troll you. And if you watch that video, that's not trolling. He's saying I'm being in girls' DMs inappropriate. And now I have to get with Renee and go show the whole feed between me and Melissa that she kept coming back for months. April kept coming back for months. And I wasn't inappropriate with any of them, Answer. On my son. I didn't Steve Cardenas nobody. I didn't send no dick pics. I wasn't asking for no nudes. That's why I said, as an investigator or a cop or whatever you and Drew are, why didn't they lead with that and just be done with it? if that was really going on, how come those screenshots didn't come first? And all we got was a bunch of removed context. So I understand what you're saying, but Melissa had it coming. And the only thing I said was coochie surgery. That was inappropriate. I apologize. But you know how I get, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's never been a secret, too. I'm not making an excuse for my behavior. I actually did an audio with Renee that an hour ago, apologizing and saying some things, but also readdressing what's going on. So now this has become like a novela, bro, where they make a video, I respond, and everyone's eating off the content. So it's beyond being adults and friends and people at one time who actually cared about each other. That's what I'm confused. So I'm already way ahead of you. I apologize to reality. She caught astray, but she went in my DMs today and questioned me. We talked about it and we deaded it like adults. And I publicly apologized on Renee's channel an hour ago.
Okay.
To Spencer too. The shit I said on his daddy, I said, you got to understand, I may have said that and I didn't mean it that way, but also that doesn't excuse your behavior too. So I apologize for the emotional aspect and things that may have been misinterpreted, but at the same time, bro, they've been kicking my back in for how many weeks now? How many days, how many videos? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm fighting a narrative now. And when you use women, it'd be one thing if it was the men versus the men. Me versus Dust, me versus Henry, and their gripe was the movie. You know what I'm saying? My ego, how I carry myself. That's different. We could talk about that. But y'all are putting women in the court against me that I was legitimately friends with, that if they were uncomfortable, they would have not continued to talk to me for months. And keep coming back, keep sending pictures. They know that Rican's a gentleman. I like to play around. I'm a popcorn player. I never came in denying that. Henry used to troll me with Sky and call me Sky's simp. Like, I love how everybody's acting like Rican's story ever changed. They're just switching the narrative now to demonize me, really, because they have nothing else, bro. You've seen all the Jenna stuff. I see all of them in my stories. I see everybody in my stories. So how am I ninja watching when everyone's watching me because they're throwing rocks at the bear? You know what I mean? So if you're offended that, I talked about her private part, I said coochie surgery, that was inappropriate. I apologize. Your daughter being around. When I'm wrong, I can apologize. But I'm at a place where the connections I've made and the work I've done, they can really affect it. It can really affect it on stuff. It's like fake rape allegations. You don't do that. You don't do that type of stuff to people, especially when this is not what it was about. This was about Rican being soft and Rican not be able to take a joke or having a problem with memes. How do we get to Rican's a weirdo with all these women trying to, making the whole court uncomfortable? But yet you go in the court after 9, 10 o'clock, it's Henry After Dark and everyone's making jokes and it's like the bar at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this court has went through phases. That's what this was about. I've been here for 2 years. They're acting like I'm just crashing out over a meme. And then it went from the meme to now I'm a woman, whatever it is they're trying to sell. That's my only issue. Or I would have never even respond. Like it's like a boxing fight, OG. He's hitting below the belt. I'll get in the ring. I'll take what's mine. I'll take my licks. I'll take my L's. I'll throw my jabs, but they're hitting continuously under the belt. And then they're sending women to do their dirty work. That's why I got a problem with Henry. Cheyenne, Melissa. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cheyenne's husband deserves a phone call. Like, I can't do nothing with her. I'm not going to start cussing at a woman, disrespect. I can't win that situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's an unfair battle. Not only are they using women, but they're going in a place that they don't have to go. If they don't want to mess with me, I don't mess with them. I stay out the court. We keep it moving. Why keep making videos trying to assassinate my character? Because they're trying to shoot the movie down, bro, before it gets the traction it needs. Right? You saw, OG, when everything happened, what did I do? I didn't respond right away. I went and I got Jenna. I thought another cosign would stop this shit, honestly, on my son. Without a fight, I said, let me go show Jenna so that they shut the hell up and this shit is over with. And it didn't work. it didn't work. It's like I don't know what to do anymore. Like, to make them show them, I'm like, not that I need to prove anything to anyone, but at the same time, there's no reason for Henry to keep projecting his skepticism on me and all this negativity and hate when I've done nothing but hit the link and support and be there for people and be on KOD for a whole season talking to people about their traumas. So how can Rican be this bad this fast is what I'm saying.
I don't know about
what
happened in between, but that video segment did not help. The crash out with I believe his name is Kenny or Ken.
Yeah,
that wasn't a good look too. I cringed during that part. Like, ugh. And then the possibility of you saying who was in the group chat, and then when the suicidal ideations was brought up, that was another issue. And then, because remember, in the chat, I said it several times, is anybody recording? I don't consent to any recordings and stuff like that. But then that means that conversation should have stayed private. It should never have got out.
Right.
And then a portion of it got out. It was like almost like you violating someone's protected HIPAA information by putting it out there. And that's not a good look either. And then you talk about Melissa's surgery and the kind of using kind of derogatory terms for the private parts, but then on top of that, also putting out her private medical information out there. So now everybody who didn't know now knows that she had a surgery.
Well, Melissa, I don't care, because she called me a weirdo. That's basically saying he raped me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm fighting right now. Like, you don't understand the blowback I'm getting from her little statements and videos saying I begged her for a picture and calling me a weirdo. So I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, the suicide part, it had to be said, Answer, that there's people in your court that are not me, and you're sitting here shitting on it. This is what I told everyone, and I never put nobody's to nothing. Not till the end. Your name only came up about the fight choreography with Drew at the end. You can go back and watch it. So I don't, if you're making, because you were there, you understand and you know who I'm talking about, but from everyone who's watching, they're not going to know who I'm talking about. They just know there's people in the court that went through that. And I feel like that information is what I'm trying to prove to Henry. You can't talk like that. No one's holding Henry accountable for his rant about suicide and mental health and softness and all that. He made it about the meme, and it was never about that. So people don't like it because it's the truth. You never know who's going through that. And I didn't expose who's going through that, but it needed to be known, I felt in my heart, that there's people in your house, under your roof, who come to me and Drew, who've been through that like us. That was my intention. My intention was never to expose anyone as weak or let everybody know that, there's a bunch of suicidal people in your show. Or not. It was not like that. It's to hammer in what I've been saying from day one. Like, he's the one that started it with his rant and raves about being soft. And I'm asking the question. I've been asking the question to Francis, to Henry. If that's how y'all feel, what about Jason and everybody else who has been through that type of situation? What does that make them? Because there's a humongous target on my back, and everybody wants to act like that's not the truth and that's not what's happening. And I'm not going to sit here and watch my movie and my career burn because Henry wants to lie on me. Or not even Henry. Dust is the one who made the hit piece. You know what I'm saying? What's Henry doing? Now Henry's going to go in. He's going to follow up. Everybody's coming on stream laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do I fight too? And I don't think that's that below the belt. It's the truth. Now, if I said your name like you're saying, I said Answer, Matt, Laura, I didn't do that during that part. I never did that. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it again tonight. Just to confirm.
And there's stuff coming out still. There's a bunch of follow-ups coming out. There's apologies to people that caught strays. But I stand on my square with Spencer, Melissa. Here's the thing, Answer. This double standard with the girls. These girls, 2 girls specifically, have been dragging me non-stop.
I get it.
How do I fight that?
Like, two wrongs doesn't make a right. But at the same token, too, by not being selective on how you talk, can also get you in trouble. Because, like, if Melissa wanted to get a lawyer to sue you about releasing her medical information, she can. She could do it.
That's fine. I can sue people, too. I have an entertainment lawyer already on standby for defamation. That's what I'm saying. Why does it even have to go there over someone who just won't shut the hell up and stop trolling? You see what I'm saying? Why has it got to fall on me when what about us?
Because you're the martial artist, right? You put it out there. You're the martial artist. You got to take the high road. Like, I'll use myself as an example. I keep digging in on Jason Geiger, right? And then after a certain point, I chilled. I'm like, you know what? I'm above this. I'm not going to sit there and dog him anymore. I'm going to back off. Right. And I did back off because it wasn't who I want myself to be portrayed as. It doesn't honor my black belt. It doesn't honor my time in the martial arts. I mean, I've been doing this since 1995, bro. So it's like, I got to walk a certain way. Not only because of that, but also because of me in my current profession, me as a martial artist, me as a dad, me as a service member. Like, I got to walk a certain line, and I can't sit there and be portrayed a certain way. Like, other statements that have been made towards me or about my profession, like, that make a correction on certain things. Like, certain things are true, certain things are not. And like, when it comes to me, I walk a certain line, like, and I'm not gonna go left or right on that line. So all I'm saying is, as someone who walks the path as a martial artist, I would sit there and reevaluate, apologize to whoever you need to apologize to, and then be silent in your movement, and start working on whatever you got to work on, and do whatever you want to do to get the comic book out, and then to get the movie out, and then go from there, and then let your silent work be your success and be your victory cry. And it's not that you got to prove anything to anyone. It's just working silent and then just do your thing. And then when it comes to the crash outs, you got to control that, because it's a bad look. You got to control it. You have to control it. Like, there's times where I get very temperamental, and then I put my hands in my pocket and I go for a walk. I don't sit there and talk with my tongue, and then I come back and be level-headed and sit there and like, hey, this is how I was affected. Like this morning, I woke up upset, and that's why I didn't sit there and have the call with you, because I wanted to be calm, cool, and collective. I didn't want to be shouted. I didn't want to say something out of character, out of tone, or something to be misconstrued. So I said, you know what? I'll wait until I cool down. I'll go to my appointment. It took a couple of hours. I finally got done. I'm like, all right, let me give Rican a call and then figure everything out, and then relay any messages that I heard. And then the one thing is for sure is, like, to avoid confrontation with Frances, I would just leave that one be. Leave her out of it. Especially this month is, the month that Jason passed. She's already going through enough. Jason died on the same day that her son was born. So imagine the double trauma she's got to do. She got to put a happy face on for her son, but yet she's grieving on the inside. It's not easy for her. So I'm asking you, as a friend and as a person that you're cool with, please just do me that one solid.
Absolutely. And I honestly, if you watch it, I didn't say one ill will about Frances. What did I say in that video about Frances? What didn't she like?
She didn't like the fact that you said that she was being pimped out. She took that very offensive. In fact, some of the other females in the court also took that offensive. And all you're doing is making them riled up, and then they're getting more upset, and then they may retaliate more. But now, if you be a gentleman and apologize for my words, and then backtrack, they may show you grace, and then you just keep it moving, keep it pushing on your end.
I hear you, but that's the problem. Dust planned that, and he aimed the women at me on false context. You see what I'm saying? They're allowing it to go this far. I'm upset with the women too. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't wrong, Answer. Maybe the way that I said it, but how would you say it without being disrespectful? Henry's pimping you out for views. That's what's going on. You see what I'm saying? How would you word that? To stand on your square, but not be disrespectful.
I disagree that she comes up and be on a channel that may not mirror the values that Jason have or the values that she may have. It's not a good PR look. They leave it as that. But using some of the street language, saying pimping out or something that demeans women, is not a good look. And I'm saying this as a girl dad. I wouldn't like someone saying that someone's pimping out my daughter, because me and them, we've been fighting.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
so,
definitely.
So, like, you know, I'm a brother to a sister, and then I'm a father of a 16-year-old. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy at all hearing stuff like that. So, like,
well, the apology already got released. As soon as I got out of work, Renee did a live, and she put me on the phone, and I did a verbal apology. We already put out another video about it.
Okay, cool.
About the parts of the first video that people really got upset about. So I just find it funny how they could say whatever they want to me. The girls can do all these allegations, and the moment I fire back, it's this. But I let it go, and I did exactly what you're saying now, and I apologize. But I also called out Duff, and I called out Henry. Let's keep it about what this is about, and keep it amongst men, and leave the women out of it.
Okay, then that may be a good step, and then just go from there. Just me personally.
Yeah.
Leave the ladies out of it. If you have issues with Henry and issues with Dust, do that. And then, for me personally, you have to get back into some type of martial art training once you get your situation stable, where you could dedicate some time to it, to claim being a martial artist. Because for me, the way I look at it, I'm looking at it as if you was Jason Geiger and I was JDF, and I'm calling you out on it. Because it makes me upset. Like, the benefits that I received through the martial arts saved my life from getting me out of bad situations where I grew up at in New York City to getting me into the military, and then for me continuing doing what I love doing, teaching martial arts in the military, and then teaching it to law enforcement agencies. So for me personally, it bugs me when people false claim it. Like, respectfully, doing 2 years, you can't call yourself a martial artist. You can call yourself someone that trained in martial arts in past tense. This is December 5th of this year adds another year to me doing it. I think it will be 29 years or 24 years, something to that effect. I'll have to check the math on it. But, like, I could go back to the date that I actually started and, like, you know, and whatnot. And I'm not downplaying your training, but, like...
But I've never also ever claimed it like that. I only said that part because the Dust and the threats and all that stuff, and he had threatened with a weapon. And I said a martial artist doesn't care about a weapon. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't claiming that it's just like we're talking about hands, exchanging hands, shooting the five, like as men, and you're talking about guns. That was my point. It wasn't like I was claiming all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I have a problem is no one's holding anyone else accountable but me. And that's why I think it's biased. And I mean, even the Drew situation.
I would sit there and say that's not true because you don't know what people's conversation has in private. You don't know what I talk to Dust about, or I talk to Henry about, or to Drew about. I mean, I can show you call logs, but I've had conversations with everyone.
No, I believe
about certain things. But just that your situation is more public. It's just out there in the open.
Because of them. That's my problem. I never put no one's stuff out there like that. They're the ones that felt like I had to get dragged publicly and humbled. right? Because I think Henry felt like he made me so he could break me. I said that on the interview. That's how I feel. Everything I said in that interview is how I feel about the situation. So if the wording and everything, you know what I'm saying, triggered people and it hurt people, then that's why I apologized for that already. I already put out that statement follow-up, but I still didn't change my stance on the things that I feel strongly about. But I did apologize for the way that I worded things. So I'm way ahead of you, bro. I already did that. You know what I'm saying? And my martial arts paperwork, if I gotta get that, then I'll get that and get back into it, which was the plan. But I'm also mending things with my family too. So that's a process I'm going through.
And that's why I said take your time and take care of what you gotta take care of to better you first, and then just get back into training. Get back into training. Yeah. I'll say a solid year into that training. Hey, you're a martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
Just get back into it. Just don't falsely claim it.
Yeah.
That was
but
one of the things.
I've never went on a Henry stream and claimed it. I've never tapped that link and claimed to be a fighter. You know that. I've never done that.
I mean, you said it twice in a conversation we had with Drew, and then you said it on the yesterday's stream, and that's when it clicked. I'm like, wait a second. All right, I got to pose some questions. But I'm going to go back, listen to the video. I got some work to do at work. And then
definitely.
We'll follow up on another conversation. But if I'm wrong, I apologize right now if I'm wrong. And I'll text you and let you know, hey, I was wrong. I re-listened to it. But if I do see it, I'll give you the time frame, the timestamps.
Yeah. And if I was wrong, I apologize. And I'm giving you my word. I won't say your name for anything anymore.
Yeah.
Neither Francis. I said what needed to be said about the situation in the first interview. It doesn't need to be reiterated or said again.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you my word, too.
And then just hear me out on the one thing. And then this month, it would be not the ideal month to mess with her. Because there's a lot going through her mind emotionally and her heart emotionally with everything that's going on. Right. You know, the anniversary's coming up. Like, for me, I was probably not in a good headspace in August because that's the anniversary of my mom's passing. So, like, that month, like, I'm not in a good headspace. Even the month of January, my mom's birthday, same thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, the only thing I ask is for grace. Is like, I know you speak the word of the holy book. I've heard you talk about passages in the Bible. Just be a man of the cloth and just taper your words so that way it doesn't hurt no one, especially when they're suffering right now. The same way you don't like how the mental health thing could be triggering to others and whatnot. Show the grace and be that example for others to follow. Mm-hmm. Those are the only wisdoms I could give you, brother. That's the only wisdoms I could give you right now. I'm just trying.
And I appreciate it.
And I'm just trying to make the situation better, because what I would hate to have happen is you get your funding amount to go forward with the comic and the movie, and then someone sees that crash out.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, is this guy stable for me to invest money and to work with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the things that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the bigger picture. I believe in your project. I see the possibilities. Even though, like, AI is not really a control thing. It's like anyone could do the AI things. I mean, yours is probably on a bigger scale, but other people could do the AI things. So I'm just saying, you just gotta just slow it down a little bit, refocus, and then do whatever steps you need to do to fix the home front, and then work on the comic book, and then work on the movie. And then when you
that's the plan.
When you need some help, just reach out to those people that you trust, and then, hey, I need some input, and then go from there. For me, once you have everything lined up for the movie, reach back out, and then we'll figure out the choreography thing. And then, I had said before, on the martial art uniform equipment things, certain things that you may need for it, I got the companies. I'll get you in contact with them, figure out whatever the pricing is, and then we'll go from there. And I'll give you access to my wholesale account so you could get it done. So, like, say, if you needed a katana sword, probably like $200, I probably could get it for like $50 plus shipping.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, definitely. Once it's time to fund the set and stuff, yeah, absolutely.
So, and that offer is going to be there. And then if you need a second stunt coordinator or a fight coordinator, you can pick my brain, bro. I got you. But you got to walk.
No, definitely. And I'll have my own credentials on the table, too, to back up whatever I'm claiming, too, by the time that time comes around.
Yeah. And then all I'm asking is that you keep it clean. If you can't keep it clean and keep your demeanor clean, and these crash outs keep happening, I'm going to have to retract myself from it because, you know, I can't tarnish my name.
Right.
Yeah, I can't be guilty by association.
No, I understand. Right, which is what Drew's feeling right now. I understand.
Yeah. Especially with me working in the law enforcement realm and whatnot, and then me open up a school in next year. So, like, there's certain things I got to be careful how to do because I can't tarnish that image.
Yeah, no, I understand. And that's why I'm taking it so personal, because I feel like that's the image they're trying to attack within me instead of keeping it about what happened in the court.
So, it is my hope that the apologies will serve its purpose to kind of cleanse the situation a little bit, and then you do a step away, and then hopefully that will resolve the issues.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, we can hope. I mean, I know Henry and Dust, they're about to go at it again. So there's another round coming. That's my thing.
Even if there's another round coming, just pray on it. And then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
In the Islamic faith, there's a saying called Inshallah. As if it's God's will, it will be done. So just leave it to God, and then let's see what happens.
No, absolutely.
All right, Rican, I got to let you go, bro. But we'll talk soon.
All right, OG. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
All right,
later. We'll do. Later.
Yeah, you heard that. Three. I got three people writing scripts for me. What? What 3 people? What money? Who? Who are you paying? Are these some potheads back in New York that writing on some papers with crayons for you, or what?